I am so excited that you all have chosen to click this link. Let me introduce myself. My name is Miss Harvey, and I am a certified teacher who has founded the company Keys to Success in-home tutoring and coaching services. We offer elite tutors, amazing results, and our tutors do come to you. So, how much knowledge did your child lose this summer? And the reason that this was prompted by me to ask this question is because as a teacher, I often see students who come back after summer break, and because I often loop with my classes, which means that I teach them for another year, and they have lost a significant amount of learning, or they may have tested at a certain place in the spring and they may have been proficient or at a level that they needed to be, but then when it was time to test them again in the fall, when they came back to school, they had regressed. And so there were 3 bullet points that I came up with, which talked about how young people experience losses when they do not engage in educational activities during the summer. Research spanning 100 years shows that students typically score lower on standardized tests at the end of summer vacation than they do on the same tests at the beginning of the summer. Additionally, most students learn about 2 months of grade level equivalency in mathematical computation skills over the summer months. And parents, I cannot tell you how true this is. When I test my students who I may have taught, like say for instance kindergarten, and they were at, like I said before, a proficient level, and then they come back, they have regressed to a point where and now it's kind of like scramble time. Let's get you back on track because you have regressed so much. And as parents, I know that the reason that you're even, listening to this presentation is because you don't want your child to regress. You do want what's best for your child. And so as a certified teacher, I see the value of tutoring not just for the summertime, but also throughout the school year, because, and we'll get into this later on, but because your child may be dealing with a lot of just different kinds of pressures and fitting in pressures, and and tack onto all of that stress the fact that you need to master the subjects that you're being taught. A lot of kids nowadays are just really falling behind, and so in order to balance that, it's important that they do have some assistance, that they do have some help. So our tutoring company, Keys to Success, is different. And you may say, well, I've heard it before. I've heard all the big names, and, it seems like I really still don't know where to turn. Well, our tutoring company is different because our tutors are certified teachers, which means that they are certified to teach a specific grade level. Now, I also do tutoring, and I am certified to teach grades K through 3rd within the public school system and K through 12th in the K through 12 system. And so I can pretty much tutor all grade levels. Additionally, the tutors which I hire to go out and to come into your homes are also certified teachers. So this means that you're getting somebody who's not just knowledgeable about the subject matter, but they're also able to tutor your child because they are in the classrooms, they're hands-on, they're doing lesson plans, and they know the subject matter that they're teaching because they are doing it on a daily basis. It's a difference between someone who just does tutoring on the side and between a teacher who does it as their profession. And you really do want somebody who is tutoring your child because they have the knowledge, the pedigree, the degrees to actually tutor your child because they are certified in what they're doing. If you think of it like this, would you go to a doctor where the doctor just did it on the side and you wanted him to help make you better? Or would you want to go to a doctor who is actually certified to be your doctor? Exactly, right? You want somebody who's certified to be your doctor. And that's the same way that we should look at tutoring within the educational field. A certified teacher is the best source to go to for teaching, because they have strategies that they're using in the classroom to get your child results. The tutors that I hire are only the best tutors because are only the best teachers because they truly are in the field. They can plan. I know their plans. I know how they teach. I'm familiar with their teaching styles. And then they're allowed to come and to be a part of the tutoring company. But I have to find out and figure out if they are a good teacher first, because to me that's so key to have a good teacher actually tutoring your child. And when I say good, I'm talking from the standpoint of, you know, their evaluations, their background checks, everything has to pan out. So our tutoring company is different because many tutoring companies, you don't even need a bachelor's degree to tutor. Can you believe that? Like, you don't even need a bachelor's degree to tutor. And that in and of itself is crazy, right? Because you don't have your bachelor's degree and yet you're tutoring, which, true enough, you may know some content, but if you are paying as a parent good money for someone to tutor your child, wouldn't you want it to be someone who's had the best education, who's currently teaching in the classroom, who you can say rest assured that you know that they're a good teacher, that you know that you just don't have a tutor, but you actually have a teacher who's tutoring your child? So our tutoring company is different in that our teachers tutor our students. Our teachers go into the homes. Teachers who are teaching go into the homes. We offer personalized one-on-one tutoring to meet the needs of your child, which means that with our company, you don't just get a cookie cutter sample type of a plan that has worked on Johnny 10 years ago, but you actually get a personalized and well-developed plan to meet the need of your child. So say, for instance, there have been parents who have said, you know, well, my child, I'm not so much interested in them advancing as I am interested in them catching up with what they have failed to learn throughout the school year. So we say, fine, we'll plan a course around that. We'll plan a tutoring plan around, you know, your needs. So if you want your child to catch up, then we're going to go back to the basics. We're going to cover any gaps that may have been missing for your child. We're going to do what it takes to help your child to learn and to be successful. Additionally, our tutors travel to you. So that's super convenient, because I don't know about you all, but there have been some parents who really do not like the fact that other parents and other students are able to see that they are getting tutoring for their child. And so that has been a concern for some parents. So they like the kind of luxurious elite aspect of in-home tutoring, in the sense that, you know, they can just go home and the tutor comes, the tutor leaves. It's between them and the tutor that their child is receiving the sessions. And then if you are a person who doesn't mind other people knowing, you just may enjoy it for the simple reason that you don't have to leave your home and go to another place to get tutoring. You can just receive it in your home. And so that adds on to the eliteness of our service. Our tutors travel to you. Our tutors communicate with your child's teacher. They do emails, phone calls, because it's important that your child does not get left behind. It's important that your child knows what's going on, the tutor knows what's going on, and the teacher knows what's going on and how to best plan to meet the needs of that child. So if the tutor is calling the teacher and the teacher is telling the tutor what they're working on, then the tutor can form a plan for each session based on how the teacher says the student is evolving in the class. And if the teacher says, well, the student seems to just continuing to stay on the same path, or this is the concept that they're not quite understanding, the tutor knows how to plan accordingly. That's why it's so important that our tutors communicate with the student's teacher. And you as a parent, you will receive an update of, how the communication between the teacher and the student has been progressing. Lastly, our tutors are driven to help your child succeed. They want to help your child succeed by any means necessary. So our tutors go the extra mile. So we do progress reports. We do after each session, we sit down and discuss how the progress of the child is coming with the parent. We do communication with the teachers. We make sure that we plan, even bringing in outside resources and books if need be, so that your child has the best academic experience possible. We're there to support your child. We're there to support you every step of the way as your tutor. So here's what a typical 1-hour tutoring session with our certified teachers looks like. So say, for instance, if you had a session at 8 o'clock, say on a Saturday morning, we would do a warm-up. We would do a review of the last tutoring session, review any assignment that may have been given, and then we would go over the personalized new lesson or homework help, depending on the needs of the child, for about 40 to 45 minutes. Then we would wrap up the lesson with the next results-driven step. So whatever results that you and your child desire, our tutors are going to give you work and give you next steps to do in order to make sure and ensure that your child gets the results that they need. So how can you help your child now? The way that you can help your child now before you even get a tutor is to talk to the teacher. It's so important to talk to the teacher and to communicate with them. Let them know that you're concerned about your child's progress. Let them know you're an involved parent. Let them know that you are looking to help your child, and you're being proactive in order to help your child instead of reactive. Additionally, get workbooks from your local teacher store, and make sure that the workbooks are Common Core aligned. And if you go to the teacher store, they'll explain to you what that is, but if you don't know, but simply what it means is that it's aligned to the Common Core standards, which is what we as certified teachers use to teach your child. So if you get some workbooks from your local teacher store, that can help your child and give your child extra practice with some of the concepts they may be struggling with. The last tip that I have is to use the library as a resource. Use the library as a resource on a weekly basis to get new books, to even cause your child's interest in learning to be strengthened, to use the library as a powerful way to make your child start to see the value of books, reading, learning, and even to get more clarity around any math issues which they may be struggling with. The library is an invaluable resource. So that brings me to the end of the first video. Again, my name is Ms. Harvey. Thank you all so much for tuning in. The next video will be so good. It's on the topic of why parents tutoring their children may be causing more harm than good. And I'm so excited that you are a proactive parent, that you are doing what you need to do in order to achieve results and achieve success for your child. And I'm so happy that I can share my tips and resources with you and helping you along the way. So that is all I have for you all today, and I hope